So, okay. So welcome. New episode. It's already Sunday. I mean, I was just sitting downstairs in our living room, and we were watching. This really beautiful film. Die Kinder des Monsieur. I don't know how it's called in English, but it's a really beautiful film about French teacher in a way. I mean, who's supporting or who's working around what was it, 1950 or something in France at a school with young kids, and he's teaching them how to sing. And this is such a beautiful, nice film, and I get goosebumps all the time when I hear the voice, because those kids are. I mean, it's like in a way a prison, I would say, and those kids were not treated right until this teacher came into the school and treated them as humans. So that was just a beautiful film, and I just wanted to see. I'm in the first 5 minutes while zipping a coffee, and my wife immediately said, "Hey, Marcus, I mean, why don't you sit here? You will see the film anyway, completely." And I said, "No, I have a lot to do. I just wanted to record another podcast." And what shall I say? I mean, I did see the whole film. Okay, so it's already almost 6 o'clock today, but I wanted to record the podcast. Yeah, as a lot of things have happened during this week, a lot of insights, I would say, um, which which in a way I provoked to appear. Provoked in the sense that, as you know, I'm working on a new masterclass, and also behind the scenes, I'm working on a new program structure, and this this because simply of the fact that we have now end of May, next week or tomorrow. What is it tomorrow? We would start immediately. Oh, so 1st of June. So we have then almost 6 months of this year over, and there are still 6 months, or then 7 months, until we reach end of this year. And this is for me always the perfect time to recover, to not to recover, to rethink what I've achieved during this year and what I wanted to achieve until the end of the year. And yeah, one of the master classes or webinars or free master classes I'm going to hold on the 7th, that is the crossing the line, and that was an idea which was born based on this, that we have to step out of our own prison, out of our mindset, out of our paradigms, which keep us stuck on where we are. And based on that, I was also this week working behind the scenes on a theme, on a topic, on how to describe what's going to happen until the end of the year. Because, as you know, I mean, my goal is to scale my multi six-figure business to a 7-figure business in a very short time. And one of the things I realized is that, this doesn't come without sacrifice. This also doesn't come without getting into the position that you have not only to learn new things, but that you have to stop doing things, or that, in particular, in my case, that you have to reinvent yourself or reinvent your business. I mean, that this is better described. And to be honest with you, I mean, I was always thinking that, what we're doing here, I mean, you and me, is that we are working on the personal development side, that we are all into this. Okay, let's follow your passion, let's dream big, let's dream about money, about freedom, about ease, about creating an impact and following this, because I mean, your soul is craving, is longing for that, and that your business is in a way an expression of your inner feeling, an expression of your soul's purpose, of your soul's vision, and so forth. And in this way, I put this in order, saying, okay, I first have to work on myself, and this is then reflected in the business. And in a way, this was that case. Um, Whereas I realized that you have to put your business first and not yourself. Sounds a bit counterintuitive for a lot of us, I mean, who are working on the coaching side or personal development side. But let me explain. I'm not sure where you're coming from. But for me, in my case, was that I of course had a proper job in the beginning, right? I was an interim manager, consultant. I was an international manager, leader. I was responsible for a couple of $1 million, 120 people, and so I mean, more or less on the traditional side. And I was at that point only focusing on my business, or only focusing on my job, and of course ignoring on what I really wanted to do. So the turning point was then when I realized, hey, there has to be more. Why am I always dreaming about something big all the time, every year? Every year I was sitting there and I was dreaming about making the million, becoming famous, creating impact, be known, be seen. And that was a repetitive task I did every year, more or less. I mean, to create those visions and milestone plans. Until I realized, hey, I mean, I have business-wise, competence-wise, certification-wise, I have done so much already in the past that, yeah, it might be that I have to work on my inner world, that I have to really understand that the outside world is just a reflection of my inside world. And then I realized, yes, I mean, if I am not satisfied, then and if I am not satisfied with the results I'm creating, so that I'm not making the millions, that I'm not having a business, which I'm really fond of, is something I have to look inside of me, so that I have to work on myself. Until I then realized, yeah, working on myself, this is good. And we all know this stuff. I mean, you probably have done the same thing. So you went also down the secret manifestation, think and grow rich thing, and that you think, yes, I mean, you just have to work on yourself, you just have to put yourself into a higher frequency, and then you manifest your dream life and business. So coming from this point of view, I mean, you were always prioritizing your personal development, or shifting into the person, in my case, which is really dreaming, or which is really living the dreams. So in short, identity shifting. And that, for me, it was clear and natural, and I was believing that I only have to work on myself and the business will follow. And for the start, this really worked, and this definitely also works on for getting the first customers. Really, because you're going through a lot of stuff. I mean, am I good enough? Can I do this? How can I hold the first customers? Can I hold the pricing? Can I hold 10K from a customer, 20K from a customer? So this was always linked, I mean, business wise, on how much I had grown from the internal side. So my self-esteem, my belief in myself. So it was then quite natural, hey, I mean, you have to fix yourself first. But there comes a point where this is not working, because, I mean, you have developed yourself so much. You have done a lot of mindset coachings, identity shift coachings, manifestation coachings, whatever. I mean, you might have also done some inner child healing stuff and so forth. But still, your business doesn't seem to fit, doesn't seem to be aligned with the level on which you are on the personal side. So that you might have started where your business was here and your identity was here, that you have worked so much on your identity bit. And yeah, the business was kind of following it, but still lagging. And you worked on your identity, and there comes a point where you make big shifts, where you really do the transformation not into a completely new person, but into the version who understands that the vision he is holding is meant for him, because the vision he is holding is there for a very good reason, because the vision is the way your soul wants to live. And if you understand this, then your whole identity work, your whole mindset work, your whole emotional mastery, so everything related to your inner world, is then linked to the future version of yourself. And yeah, we will touch upon this identity shifting in Beyond, my yearly program. But you have to be careful at this point, because the business is not following anymore. As the business is stuck at some point, is stuck stuck in the systems and the coaching programs, and especially also stuck with the customers you're having, because you were attracting those customers which were a match to your previous version, to your old version of yourself, and you have outgrown them. And this is kind of a weird situation, because on one hand, I mean, you want to create an impact, you want to support people, you want to see people succeed, and while doing so, and while seeing yourself as 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 um, um, as somebody who has done a lot on his personal side, you have the feeling that, hey, I mean, I'm so advanced, I have developed so much, I'm not really a fit for my customers anymore, because I'm updating myself in such a speed my customers can't keep up with. And that's the point where you have to where, well, most of the coaches I'm talking to are stuck at the road level, and trying to find a way on how to best support their customers to really get going. They're looking into updating and optimizing the systems. They are just trying to fiddle around with the programs just to do more on that previous level. And the more you do work on this level, the gap between where you are on the identity part as well as where your business is gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So that in the morning, you're not really looking forward to working in your business. You're getting bored, because I mean, you're talking the same stuff all over again every day, and you're having the same customers or type of customers there. Yes, there are some customers who do appreciate your development, of course, all right, and we want to keep those customers. But in general, everything what you have built up so far in your business is just aligned to your old version of yourself, and which doesn't fit. It's like you have outgrown your suit, right? So it doesn't fit any longer, and it feels again like being imprisoned, or is it imprisoned? Yeah, it feels like being in a prison again on your past. And there we are then again. I mean, you started this whole journey because you wanted to get away from the past, from not continuing what you have done in the past, because you knew that, okay, I have to change something. I have to become somebody who's working, whose self-actualization, self-transformation, or shifting is the way to go. And that at the same time, you need to also up-level your business, because otherwise, it feels like, again, being in a hamster wheel. And this week, I mean, one of the most intriguing insights I got. That was, yeah, all the spiritual teachers, including me, say that the outside world is just a reflection of your inside world. And we can all agree on that, right? I mean, depending on how spiritual you are, or whether you're just self or a reflective, or have a good understanding on how the world behaves. So the inner world the outer world is a reflection of the inner world. So if you want to change something in the outer world, you have to do something inside. But this does also apply to your business. The results you get in your business, so the outside results, the money, the customers, the visibility of yourself, is directly linked to how your business is functioning from the inside world. And while on the personal development side, it is more like becoming your true version, your true identity, stepping into your full power, whatever you want to call it, the business is something which has to be developed, or which has to be developed and from time to time disrupted. And I recall one of my business books in the past, that was that, yeah, we all live in a cycle, like a sinus curve, right? I mean, life is going up, and then sometimes it's slowing down again, and then you're at the deepest point at something is happening, then you're going up again, and so forth. And in the business world, we want to avoid this, so we always want to like an S-shaped curve. So I mean, you have a slow start, right? A slow start, and then a steep curve up. And then there comes the saturation part. The saturation part in your business is where you have to, work in your business for the next S to appear. Otherwise, unless we have seen a lot with other companies, is that you're going down the drain. And this we have to avoid at all costs in the business side. So you have to be sure, or you have to learn when to identify, or when it's time to really reinvent yourself. I mean, reinvent your business, not yourself, reinvent your business, to really look in your business from the results you're getting and also from the inside world, and make a comparison on where do you really want to have your business, or at which level do you want to have a business, and what is matching yourself. And this is the critical part here, because the faster your identity work is, the faster you get into, or as close as possible to your true self, the matching business has to keep up. But this updating of your business, sometimes it's just adding in your program, increasing slightly the prices. But if you're making an identity shift immediately up to a new level, you really have to think about disrupting your business. And disrupting means that you have to rethink every part in your business. You have to rethink, okay, what are my core values I want to express and want to have expressed in my business? What are the emotions I want to create with all the services? What are the transformations I want to reach? And especially, with whom do I want to work with? And all this needs to be reflected in the branding, in the positioning, in the pricing, as well as the way you talk. And this has to be a perfect match, at least at the minimum level, to your current identity. And here comes now the twist. The business should not lack your identity work any longer. Now, at this point, when you are talking and thinking about reinventing your business, you have to put your business first. You have to step into the future vision of yourself and how your business should function. You really have to step into that. You really have to think about, with whom do I want to work with? What are the prices I want to charge? How do I show up in my business, right? Am I a category 1 leader? Am I the supporter? And am I only on social media? Am I on the stage? Do I have a podcast, and so forth? So you really have to think from the future version of yourself and immediately uplift your business to that level. And this might sometimes mean a radical change in the customer acquisition, in the messages, in your content, and so forth, and also the pricing. But this then means that your business is then forcing your identity work. What I mean is, if you have seen it on my social media, I'm more and more stepping into becoming and showing myself as the leader, because I know from the business side how to run a business, how to grow a business, and also how to scale a business. I know from the past 3-4 years what kind of mistakes one does, which hinders you to build and grow your business. I have supported so many entrepreneurs as well as coaches throughout the past years, which have accelerated their business in such a speed, which is which is brilliant, yes, exceptional. And instead of just showing it, instead of being proud of it, I was always playing small. But my identity has worked, or my identity work has put me into a position where I'm fully trusting myself. I know for a fact that I'm a good coach, not only on the identity work, but also on the business side. And that when people are working with me, they will see extraordinary results in their life, in the business, at a very fast pace, assuming that they not implement what I'm saying, but adapt what I'm saying based on their situation. And I have decided that, yes, my identity is on that level, but my business is not really showing that. I'm not showing myself as the leader. I'm not charging the amount of money I need to charge. I'm not creating the kind of business classes and models I need to do, or I need to create. So now you see the shift in my social media. Now you see the shift in the programs, that my business is now pushing me to be more consistent in showing here and in the online world, pushing me to create this podcast, pushing me to also create more provocative content, not to provoke people, but to make clear on what my thinking is, what my convictions are. And this is putting me always at the edges of my comfort zone, and it stretches them, and it brings me really to sometimes thinking, like, is this really what I wanted to do or not? And I always have to answer yes, because my vision is there, because my identity is already there, and for my identity to step into that position is quite natural. And everything I'm posting, I would immediately state also when talking to a person. So it's not something I'm secretly pushing out and not thinking about it, but it's my strong belief. And in this way, I'm operating from a different attitude in my business. And I know now that this level of security, clarity, and leadership in my business, I would not have reached in just incrementally improving or optimizing my business. It's time for a reinvention. And this doesn't mean that the past was bad. This was not at all, because the past 6 months, talking about 2025, or the past years, have put me, or have brought me to where I am right now. And now I really see, and now I really understand that sentence: what if this was only the trailer of the movie? And this is what we're crafting here, and this is what I think you also want to see. You need to, if you really want to have a business which is aligned with your identity, then you have to align your business with your future identity as much as you trust yourself right now. And then put your business first. And then ask yourself every single day, what my future self do right now to scale my business to 7 figures. Because my ambition, and that was one of the sentences I wrote this today while I was at the playground here nearby, was that if you want to earn your yearly salary in a month's time, it's not operating from the old identity or something like that. But you really have to step into the future version of yourself and operate your business on based on this level. I hope this makes sense for you. I mean, you can leave me some comments, but also a warning, a precaution warning. Because now, and this is what I see so often in the coaching scene, is that people or that coaches are telling somebody else what to do, and that something is really obvious what to do, and in such a way that even beginners would do the same thing, right? And I'm really precautious. From my thinking in my world, you have to go through those steps. If you have decided to become a coach, if you have decided to run a service-based business, if you have decided to really run a business in a completely different way than you're used to run, then you have to work on your mindset first. Then you have to work really on your own transformation, and in parallel improve your business. And this is then so the results you're getting in the business is then improving your self-esteem. Your self-esteem is then improving your mindset. Your mindset is then improving your energy, and your energy you could put back into the business. But it all starts with, yes, I know I have to change something. My inner world I have to update my inner world to update the outer world. And this you have to do first. And if you're then stuck, and this is what I'm saying, if you're then stuck, if you have reached the first 10K, or if you want to on a regular basis have more than 10K per month, so 20K, 30K, 40K, it's not enough just to work on your inside world, because, I mean, you have done so many things already, but it's time to really disrupt your business and let the business drive your personal transformation. And that's the good sign. And that you also have to be aware that you then have to change a lot. I mean, disruption means disrupting, and you shouldn't fear it, but it's just the natural way of doing things. So if you're hearing this, I mean, don't even think, from my point of view, don't even think to disrupt your business until you have reached that point. And you really get that you really have felt the feeling before, that you have developed so much, but the business results is not reflecting what you have. In this sense, I'm really looking forward to what's coming up. I'm working now on releasing the podcast, as well as working on not only crossing the line, but there is also another great program coming up. And I think, I will not say anything about the price, but I mean, I'm so excited about crossing the line already. But I mean, thinking about what's coming up, then I'm getting goosebumps as well. So stay tuned on this channel, because I mean, this will really, really, really make sense in your business to ensure that the rest of this year you will double or triple or 10x or whatever your ambition is, your business. You will get everything you need to really reinvent your business for fast scale, fast growth, whatever your ambition is, and your identity will grow at the same pace like your business. So this is Yeah, I can't say it in other words. I mean, this is so exciting, and I'm really looking forward to running this master class. No, it's a program actually, and it will be end of June. So right at the right time to really plan the rest of the year. In this way, I just need to close this session, this podcast today, and I'm really looking forward to next week. What new insights I will have come up with next week. Until next week, and also your feedback, like usual, in the comments or just DM me if you have any questions. À bientôt, bye bye, and hear you soon.